In this video, first we will look at what is NotebookLM, Google's NotebookLM. And once you go to that website, you can see the various plans. And this is a research and thinking partner. And whatever sources you give, based on that, it will give you the information. And these are the various plans. This is the basic plan. And you can use your Google email credentials and start using NotebookLM. There are different plans as shown on the screen. Based on your needs, you can go and sign up for those plans. And in this video, I will try to show you the interface first, and we will understand how to use NotebookLM and use a practical example. And you can upload various sources as shown here: PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, etc. And it's pretty easy to use NotebookLM, and it's pretty handy too. You get instant insights with all your sources in place. And also you can get every response, because NotebookLM will provide clear citations for its work. Whatever sources you have uploaded, based on that, it will give you all those citations too. And people use it in various ways for power study, organize your thinking, spark new ideas, etc. And if you get a chance, please go through thoroughly so that you'll understand how to use NotebookLM effectively. So let us try. And once you go to that website and click on try NotebookLM, using your sign-in credentials, you can see this window. And you can rename the notebook here. It's a pretty easy to understand interface. You can create a notebook there. And these are the various settings. Based on your needs, you can make the changes there. And this is the center canvas sort of, where you can add the source. And on the left, you can see you can add the source from there as well. So there are different areas from where you can add your sources from web or whatever. This is the studio panel as shown here: audio overview, video overview, mind map, reports, flashcards, quiz, and data table. And you can add a note as well. So it's pretty easy to understand. The interface is pretty easy, and even a non-technical person also will start using it. And these are the various configuration settings. Based on your needs, you can make the changes there. It's pretty intuitive, and once you start using it, it will be helpful. In case your needs change, you can make the changes in the configuration as well. So it's pretty handy. And once we have understood this part, let us try to see what is NotebookLM. As we've already seen, NotebookLM is an AI-powered research and note-taking assistant developed by Google Labs. Unlike general-purpose AI chatbots, it is designed to be source-grounded, meaning it primarily uses the specific documents you upload to answer questions and generate insights, which significantly reduces the risk of AI hallucinations. So first we have to define what it is not. It is not a creative writer like ChatGPT. It won't invent a story unless you provide the plot, meaning whatever sources you upload, based on that, it will give you the information, insights. And it isn't a general web searcher, and it isn't a personal assistant. And recently, Google has supercharged the NotebookLM platform with several critical updates. Now that we have a high-level overview of NotebookLM, let me show you a practical example. In April 2026, history is being made as NASA's Artemis 2 crew orbits the moon. It's a flyby mission. After more than 50 years, humans are going to the moon. In fact, this is a flyby mission. So they will loop around the moon and come back. And the total duration is about 10 days. And the first humans to do so in over a half century. I think way back in 1972 is the last human who was there on the moon. And this is a very historic time. And the mission is being unfolding, right? So we are being flooded, and technical specs, historical archives and live telemetry, etc. So it is difficult for somebody who wants to follow and understand what is Lunar Mission. So this is where the NotebookLM will come in, right? As we've already seen, we can add many sources. We can add web and videos and PDFs, etc. So what we have to do is we have to understand that NotebookLM is pretty intuitive. Based on the sources you upload, it will give you concise insights and including the citations, etc. We have already seen in the studio panel, we have audio overview, video overview, right? For somebody who is not aware of lunar missions, it's pretty tough to understand right from 1960s to 2026 what is going on. So this kind of uploading all the sources, relevant ones, will give you a quick kind of history lesson. In a short time, you will understand what is going on, and any kind of technical jargon is there, you will be able to get up to speed. Let us try to understand a bit further by using the practical example. First, I will change the name of the notebook to Lunar Evolution 1960s to 2026. That way we have a notebook name. And next is I can add four primary sources. One probably a PDF, and a couple of websites and a YouTube video. So I can do that from anywhere. So let me show you the PDFs. This is the PDF, and this is the Artemis 2 reference guide, which is about 138 pages. That is one of the sources. And the next one is deep dive comparison web article. So let me just click on the tab. Let me go ahead, and this is a comparison from Apollo to Artemis. Apollo missions were in 1960s, and Artemis is now. So that will be the web article which will compare both Apollo missions and Artemis. And this is the article website. And the next is live NASA mission blog. So this will be updated every day. So it's, I think, day 6 now. So they will update as and when possible. So this is another website. This is one of the sources. This will be the third source. And the fourth source will be the video, which is about a 6-hour long video, which is there on YouTube. So these are the four sources. So let me just go ahead and add those sources here. You can click on upload a source. So that is what I'm going to do for the PDF. And rest of the web links, I can paste them. So this is the file which I've uploaded, and these are the various 3 websites. The top 2 are the first one is a comparison web article, and the second one is a live NASA mission blog, and the last one is a YouTube video. Once I click on insert, all those 4 sources will be there in a notebook LLM. So this is a pretty good thing. So as a researcher, I'm not just uploading files, I'm building a vectorized knowledge base. So when I drop these sources into Notebook LM, the AI performs semantic indexing. It converts the technical jargon of these sources into a shared mathematical space. So behind the scenes, the Gemini 3 engine scans for context clusters. So when I ask any questions, it doesn't guess. It just performs a grounded retrieval, and it will be statistically relevant evidence from my sources and provides a direct citation. That is what is important, right? So we don't want the AI to hallucinate. You want the AI to look at your sources and give you the answers. So these are the various questions which you could ask. So maybe let me just try to see the power of grounding. So let me type in summarize the technical challenges the crew faced in the first 48 hours after the mission. So this is the question. So you can type in anything in the prompt, that window. And once I do that, it is going through a step by step. It is looking at all the sources. Like I said, it will do a lot of things behind the scenes, but it will be grounded to only the sources which you have uploaded. So that way you have, as a researcher, you have the citations as well. So whenever you want, you can get the citations, and this is the answer. So these are a couple of things which any mission will kind of go through. So there'll be some initial setbacks, as minor ones, but they have gone through that, and you can click on those things. You can download, you can copy them, etc. So this is the beginning, right? So if our sources are not enough, you can always trigger a deep research agent, and also you can add a more web or any other files as well. So this is the beginning. So we have uploaded 4 sources, and those 4 sources is what Notebook LLM is looking at. And any kind of questions you're asking in the prompt window, it is going through all those sources and giving you all the answers. So this is the studio panel, if you remember, the audio, video, mind mapping, etc. So let us try to maybe click a couple of those panel items. so that we'll get an idea. So I can type in anything. I can type in whatever I want there. So it will automatically look at all the sources which you have uploaded, right? Unlike other AI models, ChatGPT and all, it will not go and search for answers elsewhere. So this is kind of grounded to the sources which you have uploaded. That's a good thing. So like I was saying, this is the studio panel, and you can get a video or audio and all the other overviews as well. So you can check any of those items, and based on that it will give you the answers there. This is pretty cool so far. And you don't have to go through hundreds of pages of documents or several web articles or maybe hours of video. So you can do all those things right from here, and you can make all the selections in the studio panel, for example, audio, video, overview, mind map, etc. Let me just go ahead and click on mind map. So in the background it is doing all those things. It's generating the mind map, so it will look at all the documentations and give you a mind map, so that it will help you in understanding how your documents are, right? How your sources are. So it will take important stuff from those sources and give you a mind map. So like as shown in the screen, this is how it is, kind of a tree format, as you can see. So you can see all those things. You can make the selections there, say the crew, and you want to look at the key systems and etc., and mission objectives, and all those other things. So it is pretty cool. Any kind of sources you upload, I think there is a limitation. I think probably about 250, 300. I'm not sure, but you can upload as many sources as possible, audio, video, etc. You can download that mind map as well. So this is pretty cool, right? And right away, without even spending much time, all you have done is we have uploaded those sources, and based on our needs we can try to use the studio panel and try to maybe get a quiz, or maybe you can try to get audio overview, video overview, etc. So I will randomly click some, make some selections in the studio panel, and as you can see in the bottom, you can see it's generating whatever requests you made. So it is looking at data tables. It is you can create a data table, etc. So if I click on any of those items as shown in the bottom, it is working. Notebook LLM is it is looking at, mind you, it is looking at only the sources which we have uploaded. So that way we have kind of control. So you can add a note here as well. So let us try to go back to the studio panel, and I can delete this note. I don't want to add a note here. So these are the various things which are happening in the background. It is generating all those requests which I have clicked on, and again these are the 4 sources which it is looking at. So it is pretty thorough, and you can be interactive as well. You can ask questions. There is a lot of things which are happening in the background too, and I'm not trying to make this as a purely technical video. I just wanted to give you a high level overview of Notebook LLM, and try to get up to speed for something which is happening. For example, humans are going back to the moon. So if somebody wants to research that subject, they can upload the sources. Like as shown here, this is the data table, and it will try all those things. You can click on generate. That is what I've done by clicking on the item. So this is the flashcards as shown here. You can keep them handy in case if you're researching. You can download them as well. So similarly, we can always go back to another generated thing. Let me see. This is the data table, and it has taken all the key important things from all the sources. It created a table, so that way we have those key personal, event description, etc. So you can export to sheets as well. So if I click on some other thing here, let me click on the Artemis quiz. So it will give you a multiple choice quiz. So this is pretty cool. So in case if you're a teacher, if you're trying to understand how your students are following the subject, you can create a quiz, and there is easy explanation as such. So without doing much, you have all these answers. You have all these artifacts. So you have the mind map, you have your quiz, you have your flashcards, audio and video overview as such. So it's pretty handy in my opinion. Notebook LM is kind of focused and grounded on the sources which you have uploaded. So this is pretty cool. So we are in a kind of greatest era of information, but also the greatest era of noise. So NotebookLM acts as your filter. So by using the new 2026 April features, you are consuming the news of Artemis 2 mission, and you're also mastering the science of high-level content in record time. So this is pretty cool. And as I said, you can just go to the website, and using your Google credentials, you can start creating notebooks, and try to upload the sources if you're a researcher, or if you're an educator, or a student, or whatever different walks of life you are from. Based on your needs, you can use Notebook LM, and try to get information which is based off of your sources which you have uploaded, and also try to get the citations. That way this is kind of grounded, right? So this will be helpful, and I hope this video is going to motivate you to create your first notebook and start turning your information into intelligent insights. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.